go! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new electric outboard competitor on the market, and it is by BIXPY. This is the latest, greatest electric outboard, 3 horsepower equivalent rival onto the scene, and I am so excited. I do have an electric outboard already by ePropulsion, and it is a 1.5 horsepower. Kind of slow, kind of lackluster, really great motor for a lot of specific use cases, but not really for me who likes to go out and fish larger bays. This has a much longer run time, a higher top speed, and it's actually a prototype. That's right, this is not even the final production model. BIXPY sent me this to play with, get my feedback, and test it out. However, by the time you're seeing this video, they should be in final production and ready for sale. I don't know anything about this. They don't even have an owner's manual for it yet at this stage. They will by the time you get it, but this is gonna be interesting. We've got a kill switch, we have the propeller cord, and we have the data cable that connects it to the battery. I mean, it's just a classic fuselage style. Drop it in there and you're good to go boating. I mean, there's no oil, there's no gas, there's no maintenance, there's no nothing. You just plug it in to a wall. Anyway, I have no idea how to use this. Like I said, there is no owner's manual. So we're gonna do what we do best on this channel and absolutely raw dog this video and figure out how it works, because I have no idea. It resembles the ePropulsion Spirit, but I haven't had that motor. Listen, folks, I don't even know how much this thing costs. I know nothing about it. It took me 5 minutes to figure out how to trim it up. Not that it's hard to do, I don't know. The only way we're gonna figure out how this motor works and what it's capable of, I don't even know how fast it goes. I mean, I know nothing. Let's just put it in the water and figure it out. Now the boat, pun intended, that we are opting for today is going to be the Boat Rover. This motor is designed for basically small vessels, dinghies, 12-foot john boats and under. So, you know, it is what it is. This is a 12-foot boat, pretty lightweight, should be a good test vessel. I sure hope this works. I don't know if you can see or hear that. We have a nasty thunderstorm coming right at you, boy, but I really wanted to play with this, so hopefully it doesn't leave me stranded, because this is not the day to leave me stranded, BIXPY. All right, you missed it. I just crashed into the dock so hard because I just wanted to make sure the motor worked. Oh, that's reverse. And the thrust, the torque on this thing is unbelievable, dude. Dude, we are moving right now. We are absolutely ripping, dude. Oh my gosh. You gotta check out this torque, look at this. It's also really quiet. All you can hear is the water. All right, look at this torque. Oh my gosh. Full speed in seconds. This is a really good motor for this boat. Dude, we are putting off a weight, baby. Look at this. This thing is sick. All right. However, this boat, it's not sick. I showed up today and noticed some fatal flaws. All right, let's pull up this little island and look at it. Oh, that's my wake. That sound is my wake crashing in. No way. I'm impressed with this motor. I'm already impressed with it. We need to rip it around a little bit. We need to test the battery life, and we also need to see how fast it goes. Okay, so I don't know how much it weighs, but its competitor, the ePropulsion Spirit 1.0, yeah, you can see this morning and what we're heading into. Anyway, the Spirit 1.0 weighs about 45 pounds with the battery. So I'm going to assume that it's relatively similar. Also, this battery, of course, you saw is removable. It's IP67, I'll put it up on the screen, waterproof, and it floats. I also love how you don't have to have a separate external battery like the Newport. Now, in terms of price point, I don't exactly know what it's gonna be, and the ePropulsion is $3,000. So even on the high end, it is still going to be directly competitive, but hopefully it's gonna be even cheaper than the ePropulsion, which would be huge. We've got the battery gauge right here, kill switch. We have the forward and reverse throttle. Doesn't look like it extends, but if you pull this arm out, You can trim it up or trim it down into the stow position. Get back in there. Look at that, I'm figuring it out. That little black knob down there is your trim. That little dude right there adjusts how much friction is on the motor when you turn it, I guess. And of course, you've got your trim settings right down there. Okay, the first few seconds were pretty awesome. Who cares? Let's actually go take it for a rip. It's getting dark out here. Dark and sketchy. Let's hop back on her. I think, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my kill switch. This thing is way too torquey to not wear your kill switch. You should always wear your kill switch anyway. All right, let's test out reverse. Oh, that's forward, that's forward. Oh! Oh no! Okay, let's take it easy on reverse. So there is a tab that you can lock it down so it doesn't do that. But even in reverse, dude, we are absolutely cooking. Okay, I'm gonna punch it so you guys can see it from this view, the torque. Is that reverse? Oh, that's reverse! Okay. Here we go, ready? Oh my gosh, dude. That blows my gas out of the water in terms of torque. All right, let's take it for a legitimate rip. Gotta slow down to turn. All right, let's do another launch. Dude, that is so sick. Absolutely schmoovin', baby. Look at this. All right, I'm gonna drive it little less than a mile to one of my fishing spots. The water is kind of loud. The motor's not loud, obviously. It's in the water and it's electric, but the water's loud. This boat has a lot of issues. Stay tuned because this might be my first really bad review. And I don't like to give really bad reviews. All right, we gotta beat this, dude. That's not good. All right, I'm going to pull up my phone and we are going to do a quick speed test. Holy smokes. I thought we were only doing like 5 to 6, but we're doing 6 to 7. And that wind's picking up. That is nuts. All right, let's drop it down to nothing. And we'll punch it again. Dude, that is so crazy. Okay, we've been cruising for a while. I've been testing it. Looks like we have an hour and 12 minutes of wide open throttle runtime. You drop that down, that is going to increase exponentially. Oh, it's getting choppy. It is getting choppy, guys. It's not bad yet, but we're gonna have to get back soon. I wanna catch a fish. That's all pouring rain right there. That's coming here. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm heading into. There he is. Finally. Finally. Put her in the rod holder. Little dude. Okay. Overall, this outboard has been really, really impressive. Blown away by the speed. The weight is significantly better than my gas outboard. The cost is definitely, even though I don't know the cost, I know the price range, and the price range is going to be significantly higher than my gas outboard. So my gas outboard is faster, it is cheaper, but it's also way heavier. I hate dealing with fuel and I hate dealing with oil and maintenance. I've had multiple days on the water where my brand new 2024, 2025 Honda outboard has just not started. I've had to take the cowling off and do all that. But with that being said, all that extra hassle, all that extra maintenance, all that extra annoyance, I do really like going 15 miles an hour instead of, 6 or 7 miles an hour. Is that extra speed worth it to you? I don't know. Also, a lot of people are in electric-only lakes. If you're in an electric-only lake, you only have so many options, and trolling motors definitely are not fun as a main method of propulsion. Is it starting to rain? I think the storm might actually be here. I think it's, okay, we gotta reel this in. It's starting to rain. It's coming. Anyway, this is a really, really good option. Yeah, it's gonna cost more up front, but you're also not going to have to deal with maintenance. You're not gonna have to take it to the shop. You're not gonna have to deal with days not on the water because of maintenance and the ongoing cost of fuel and all that stuff. So it'll save you hassle and money in the long run, and it is extremely convenient and lightweight, but is that worth going slower? For a lot of people, that's a resounding yes, as the electric outboard market has shown us, because there is a huge demand for electric outboards. All right, it's time to book it. I'll see you back at the house. Okay, so here are my final first impressions of this outboard. It is actually really, really impressive. It's a shame that I had to pair it with such a daggum dog, dude. This is the tip of the iceberg for this boat. You just wait, dude. It gets worse than this. But as for the motor itself, blown away by speed. I mean, it just fires up. There's nothing to do. All you have to do is plug and unplug these quick connect cables. So just like that, boom, that's one. That's two. Make sure your kill switch is in and you're good to go. How sick is that? It has a speedometer on here, has your battery percentage remaining, and it also shows you your time. Overall, the build quality is really nice. I mean, it's for the vast majority of it plastic, but it's also only about 40, 50 pounds, so you don't really need to do much. It does everything a gas outboard does and more. My gas outboard doesn't have a speedometer. I guess you do have gas tanks that actually show you how much gas you have remaining, so that's not really fair. If you have an electric only lake, this is a game changer. If you have a smaller body of water, maybe it's a really big pond or it's a small lake, well, I can promise you right now, this is going to be so much easier. Even if you lose some top end speed, the thing is, if you don't have to get anywhere fast, small body of water, or maybe you just don't have to go too far from the boat ramp to get to your fishing spot, this is a game changer because yeah, you can still run about 7 miles an hour, which is good, but it's so, coming from someone who uses a gas outboard like 4 or 5 times a week, this is so much easier. I love my gas. I love going fast, baby. But I'm serious about this. Clamping it onto your transom and plugging it in. That is it. It is just an unbelievably simple machine, which leads to extreme reliability. Okay, so I've been running around, not exactly in circles, but just kind of moving around, getting some B-roll, getting some footage, and also getting some footage of this boat and some of the issues with it. And it said we had over an hour of wide open runtime remaining. Now, here's the thing with electric outboards. If you dial it off just a little bit, you're going to exponentially increase your runtime. If you back off from about 6.5, 7 mile an hour to 5 or 4.5 mile an hour, you're going to get hours and hours of a full day of runtime, which is really cool. Other than that, that is my first impressions testing a prototype motor. Anyway, you can check out the link below to check out Bixby. Huge thanks to Bixby for trusting me to get this prototype and make some content with it and give my honest feedback on it before it comes out. Like I said, this is already available for purchase. You can click the link in my description, check it out, and if you purchase it, Bixby will give me a little bit of a kickback. You know who else gives me a kickback for giving good reviews? Boat, the creator of this skiff. So if you think this is a biased review, it is not, because I'm gonna shut this camera off and I'm going to film a dog on this vessel. As always, all of the glory goes to our Father in heaven. Tight lines and God bless.